Imagine your hairstyle quietly adding years to your face every single day, without you even realizing it. Gorgeous. I research worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we're perfecting your hairstyle. You'll look 10 years younger by the end. In Part 1, we're tackling the hairstyles secretly aging you. Part 2 reveals the cuts that lift and open your face beautifully. Part 3 is the game changer, the one texture secret stylists quietly use on every client over 50. And Part 4 wraps it all together with color placement that takes years off instantly. Stay for the game changer in Part 3. Like and subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, so you never miss a transformation tip. Part 1. The hairstyles that are quietly aging you. Most women over 50 don't realize their hairstyle is the very first thing people notice. And it can add a decade before you've said a single word. The wrong cut, the wrong shape, the wrong volume placement, and your face reads older, heavier, and tired. That's not your fault. Nobody told you. But today that changes. The biggest aging hairstyle mistakes come down to 5 key patterns, and once you see them, you cannot unsee them. 1. The flat, lifeless top. When hair lies completely flat against the crown, it flattens the face and drags everything downward. Flat tops make cheekbones disappear and jowls look heavier. Volume at the crown is a visual lift that no facelift can beat. 2. The ultra-blunt one-length cut. A perfectly blunt, all one-length haircut sounds chic, but after 50 it creates a heavy curtain effect that pulls focus downward. It emphasizes the jaw and neck rather than the eyes and cheekbones. Exactly the opposite of what you want. 3. The over-teased rigid helmet. Many women were taught that big, sprayed stiff hair looks polished. But rigid, immovable hair reads as dated and harsh against naturally softening facial features. Movement is everything after 50. 4. The severe center part. A dead straight center part divides the face into 2 equal halves, drawing a visual line straight down, emphasizing asymmetry, fine lines, and a narrowing forehead. This is one of the most overlooked aging mistakes. Most overlook this entirely. 5. The overly short crop with no shape. A very short crop can be stunning, but only with deliberate shaping. A shapeless, unstyled crop reads as low effort, and can actually make the face appear heavier rather than refined. Variations matter enormously here. Fine hair behaves differently than thick hair, and curly hair presents its own unique challenges. But the principle is universal. Shape, movement, and upward visual direction are the keys to looking younger. Why does this work? Because your hairstyle creates a frame for your face. The right frame draws the eye upward toward your most beautiful features. Your eyes, your cheekbones, your smile. The wrong frame does the opposite, and no amount of makeup or skincare can fix a bad frame. Tools that help identify your current aging patterns. A hand mirror, a well-lit selfie taken from the front and side, and an honest conversation with a stylist who specializes in mature hair. You'll love what you discover in Part 2. The cuts that actually lift everything beautifully. Part 2. The cuts that lift your face and take off years. Now that you know what's aging you, let's talk about what actually works. And this is where it gets exciting. The right haircut is the most powerful anti-aging tool you own. And it costs far less than any serum or treatment on the market. Shape is everything. Direction is everything. And the 5 cuts below are the ones that consistently make mature women look refreshed, radiant, and genuinely younger. 1. The layered bob with face framing pieces. A layered bob that hits just below the jaw creates movement, removes bulk, and draws the eye upward. Soft face framing layers around the cheekbones add brightness and dimension where you need it most. This is a classic for a reason. 2. The textured pixie with volume at the crown. A well-shaped pixie cut with deliberate volume through the crown and temple area lifts the entire face. The key word is textured, not flat, not rigid. Soft, piecey texture reads as modern, effortless, and young. 3. The curtain fringe cut. A soft, parted fringe that sweeps gently to each side frames the forehead beautifully, softens fine lines, and creates an immediate lifting effect. Curtain fringe works on almost every face shape over 50 and photographs beautifully. This shaves off 10 years. 4. The graduated bob. The graduated bob is longer in front and shorter in the back, which creates a natural upward visual lift. It elongates the neck, defines the jaw beautifully, and adds movement without bulk. It's one of the most universally flattering cuts for mature women. 5. The long layered cut with internal layers. For women who love length, internal layers are the secret. They add movement, remove heaviness, and create bounce that lifts the face from the sides. Long hair can absolutely look youthful, but only with the right layering technique. Variations of these cuts adapt beautifully across hair textures. Fine hair benefits from blunt graduation to create the illusion of density. Thick hair benefits from razored ends and internal weight removal. Curly hair thrives with long layers that enhance natural curl pattern without creating a triangle shape. Why it works? Each of these cuts uses shape and movement to redirect the eye upward. Toward your eyes, your cheekbones, your expression. That upward visual direction is what creates the youthful, lifted look everyone notices. Tools to discuss with your stylist. Point cut scissors for texture, a razor for softening ends, and a diffuser at home for enhancing natural movement. The right tools make the right cut sing. Stay tuned. Part 3 is the texture secret that changes absolutely everything for women over 50. Part 3, the texture secret stylists use on every client over 50. Here it is, the part most women never hear about, and once you understand it, you will never look at your hair the same way again. Texture is the single most transformative element of any hairstyle for women over 50, and it is almost never talked about in the way it should be. Volume is great. A good cut is great. But texture is what makes hair look alive, modern, and genuinely youthful. Without texture, even the best cut falls flat. Here are the 5 texture strategies that top stylists quietly use on their most beautiful mature clients. 1. Razored ends. Instead of blunt scissor cuts that create a hard edge, razored ends create a soft, feathered finish that moves naturally and catches light beautifully. Razored ends make hair look fuller and more dimensional without adding actual bulk. This is the most underused technique in mature hairstyling. 2. Point cutting. Point cutting, where the stylist cuts at an angle into the ends rather than straight across, removes rigidity and adds instant movement. It's the difference between hair that sits and hair that flows. Most overlook this when describing their desired outcome to a stylist. 3. Beveled edges. A slight bevel, where the ends are cut to curve gently inward or outward, creates shape that moves with you. Beveled edges on a bob or lob make the cut look polished from every angle and prevent the dreaded helmet effect. 4. Soft internal layers. As mentioned in Part 2, internal layers are not visible from the outside. They work from within the haircut to create movement and lightness. But the texture of those internal layers matters enormously. Soft, blended internal layers feel completely different from harsh, choppy ones. The blending is everything. 5. Diffused or finger-dried texture at home. Even the most perfectly textured cut falls flat if you blow it dry with a round brush into a rigid shape every morning. Diffusing, scrunching, or finger drying with a small amount of lightweight mousse or texturizing spray preserves and enhances the texture your stylist created. Variations. Fine hair benefits most from razored ends and point cutting to create the illusion of density. Thick hair benefits from beveling and internal layer softening to remove weight. Curly and wavy hair benefits from diffusing and scrunch dry techniques. Why it works. Textured hair catches and reflects light differently than smooth, rigid hair. That light interaction creates dimension, and dimension reads as youthful vitality. Flat, rigid hair absorbs light and creates shadow, and shadow ages. Tools to use at home. A wide tooth comb, a diffuser attachment, lightweight texturizing spray, and a small amount of soft hold mousse. This shaves off 10 years, no question. Part 4 brings it all home with the color placement secret that completes your transformation. Part 4. Color placement that completes your younger look. You have the right cut. You have beautiful texture. Now let's talk about the finishing touch that ties everything together and takes your look from great to genuinely stunning. Color placement. Color is not just about covering gray or choosing a shade. After 50, where your color is placed is more important than what color you choose. Placement determines whether your hair frames your face with light or pulls it into shadow. And that single decision can add or subtract a decade. Here are the 5 color placement strategies that work specifically and powerfully for mature women. 1. Face framing highlights. Soft, warm highlights placed closest to the face, around the hairline, temples, and cheekbones, create an immediate brightening effect. They mimic the way natural sunlight hits the face and draw the eye upward toward your features. This is the most flattering color technique for women over 50, period. 2. Root shadow for softness. A soft, slightly deeper root, also called a root shadow, eliminates the harsh line of demarcation between colored hair and gray regrowth. Instead of a stark contrast, you get a gradual, natural-looking blend that reads as intentional and modern. This shaves off 10 years in the perception of effort and elegance. 3. Balayage over traditional foils. Traditional foil highlights create uniform, evenly spaced streaks that can look dated and artificial. Balayage, where color is painted freehand onto sections of hair, creates a natural sun-kissed dimension that moves with the hair. It looks grown in, effortless, and entirely modern. 4. Avoiding color that is too dark overall. Very dark all-over color after 50 creates a harsh contrast against naturally lightening skin. It draws attention to fine lines and can make the face look sallow. Softening overall color, even slightly, creates harmony between your hair and your complexion. 5. Toning gray for warmth. If you are embracing your natural gray, which is absolutely beautiful, a soft toning gloss in a warm silver or pearl tone removes yellow and brassiness and adds luminous shine. Tone gray is sophisticated, modern, and radiant. Most overlook this simple step that transforms gray from dull to dazzling. Variations. Warm skin tones benefit from golden, caramel, and honey tones near the face. Cool skin tones glow with ash blonde, platinum, and silver highlights. Neutral skin tones have the most flexibility. You can warm or cool your color depending on the season. Why it works. Strategic color placement uses light and contrast to sculpt the face visually. Brightness near the face reflects light upward, creating a natural glow that no product can replicate. Tools and products to maintain color vibrancy at home. A sulfate-free color-safe shampoo, a weekly toning mask, and a UV protectant hair mist to prevent fading. Your color deserves protection. You'll love how these 4 parts work together. This is your complete younger-looking hair transformation. Boom, gorgeous, you look 10 years younger. And now you know exactly why and exactly how. You have the 4 keys. Identifying the hairstyles that were aging you, choosing the cuts that lift your face beautifully, understanding the texture secret stylists never advertise, and using color placement like a pro. Wear this knowledge confidently everywhere. Because the right hairstyle is the most powerful thing you put on every single day. If this helped you today, please give this video a like and subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, so you never miss a tip that could transform how you look and feel. Drop a comment below. Tell me which mistake you were making. I read every single one. See you in the next transformation, gorgeous.